Hello, astrology friends and family. Welcome to July. I'm just going to go over some of the bigger outer planet aspects, and then we're just going to dive right into all 12 signs. Okay, so as we start off July, all of the inner planets are direct, and sorry about my notifications. The outer planets like Saturn and Pisces had started retrograding at the end of June. Pluto was already retrograding in Aquarius, and Neptune will station retrograde in Pisces on July 2nd, and that will continue all the way until January 1st of 2025. He'll stay there direct for a little bit and then move straight into Aries in March of 2025. The beginning of the month with the Cancer energy will be watery and sweet and will be sextiling Mars and Taurus. It will be a great time for time out, spending time with family, friends, exercising in water like stand-up paddleboarding, canoeing, any kind of like boating, swimming activities, things like that. And it's also a great time to be creative and put your inner, with all of the inner planets direct, put your little, launch your little dreams out into their cosmic sailboats, out into the ethers. You could be beautifying the spaces that you live in, developing a garden with Mars here in Taurus. You could also be maybe working on a pond or a pool. This is Cancer season now, so any kind of cooking with friends, cookouts, time out near and around water, sports and togetherness is just going to feel great at this time. On July 2nd, the big news is Neptune stationing retrograde at 29 degrees, which is an anaretic degree, in Pisces until January 1st. I already mentioned those dates. This is now kind of, I don't want to say your last chance, but kind of with Neptune in Pisces, to make your deepest, wildest, biggest dreams real. We have until March 31st, 2025. This will be the last go of Neptune and Pisces for a very long time. And so what this is good for, it's digging deep, it's molding, shaping, and putting into structure, because don't forget Saturn is here in Pisces as well. Putting into structure and action your wildest dreams. I would say right now you'd be building the structure around those dreams, whatever they may be, and then preparing to really launch them out when Neptune goes direct next January. So they can be made real here with Saturn. And if you had given up on your dreams coming true, no more. Do not do that. With Saturn here, he's saying, don't give up, but you're going to have to work for it. So you don't get something for nothing. So he wants you to build that dream. Even after Neptune leaves Pisces in March, get it started now, because Saturn will help you continue working on that dream until February of 2026, because that's when Saturn will leave Pisces. And I'll tell you what this means for each of the 12 signs when I get into that prediction. Okay, sorry. All month, Uranus and Taurus will be sextiling Saturn in Pisces and Neptune in Pisces. You could have surprising insights, shocking solutions to developing structure around your dreams. You could come up with innovative ways to make money from things that you were only dreaming of up until now. You could also come up with innovative ways or solutions to help global issues like global suffering peoples. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. I won't get into the mundane astrology. My favorite organization is UNICEF. Near and dear to my heart. I'll put their link in the description box down below if you have the means to donate to them. They help children in war-torn places. Right now, solutions can come up regarding water problems, pollution, the oceans, as Neptune rules the seas. And let me see, I know there was like a little girl who had just come up with some kind of a solution dealing with like a mollusk or oyster issue. And they are an important part of the oceanic ecosystem. There could be solutions to food shortages, innovative farming solutions, innovative ways to protect cows, and the leather industry. If you're a vegetarian, I think we may see innovative ways or alternative means of using leather. Mushroom leather is a thing, and I love it. And that would be a perfect example of Uranus and Taurus. and affecting the cattle industry, but in a positive way. Again, with Pluto in the mix, this would be really transformational solutions that come to the forefront now. Very powerful solutions that could change the world, quite literally. There could be ideas that emerge now or ways to help people who are suffering. 12th house. Pisces rules faraway places and people who are marginalized or who suffer in society. I love this part, but powerful Piscean leaders or leaders with those traits can come up to the forefront now, especially with Saturn in their sign is crystallizing them and making them the wise one, the wise teacher, and an authority. I keep seeing also Aquarian Pisces types that will, in my mind, although I think they're already starting to show themselves now and in the near future, especially with Pluto going into Aquarius. And yeah, I think it's going to be great to see. On July 5th, there is a new moon in Cancer at 14 degrees, trining Saturn. So what you begin now has the builder in the mix. Any creative projects, if you're building a home, Cancer rules the house, the home, roots, and family. Making structural changes there within the family, or maybe even like adding on to your home. New beginnings around these themes can happen now, and they would be changes that will last with Saturn there. On July 11th, Venus in Cancer trines Neptune and Pisces at 29 degrees and sextiles Uranus and Saturn, and loosely Saturn. Venus is pretty happy in Cancer and Neptune is in its domicile in Pisces. We could have sudden emotional healing in the family, soulmate, past life love could be on its way, otherworldly love, that would be the highest octave of Venus is Neptune. Profound spiritual love or realizations, beautiful creative works of art, movies, music can come to the forefront or crystallize in some people's minds. You can deal with issues from the past and transcend them now. Just watch out here. There could be a little bit of relationship drama, jealousy, or power plays because Pluto will be opposing Venus in this aspect. Venus will be entering Leo at that 1 degree mark. But it's good, making good aspects to Saturn and Uranus. And remember that Venus moves faster than Pluto. So this should pass quickly. It's just something that I want to mention to look out for. On July 12th, Venus enters Leo. It's great for the fire signs, Gemini, Libras. Venus will trine Chiron and Aries in the North Node, and this could really heal that Chiron wound in the Aries part of your chart. For once and for all, it could be fated healing that comes through at this time, maybe even through acting or through some art form, creativity and healing with children or for children or because of children. The child within can also be healed. Aries can be very childlike in a way. They're the first sign of the zodiac. Or a way forward in these areas with the North Node can be shown here, drawing you to like a destined healing art form, a destined business that heals you on a soul level, a destined child could be in the mix, bringing tremendous healing to your soul, for those of you who may be expecting. On July 18th, Mercury enters Cancer and the Sun is sextiling Uranus. So your mind and thoughts and intuition can be spot on at this time. And Mars is in a sextile to this aspect, and Neptune is positive in the mix too. You could be enjoying water sports, and this is around July 18th. Beaches, paddle boating, canoeing, swimming with family and friends now. Working on some form of a creative project or writing, and just be in a good flow with sudden inspirations or ideas that can have a long-term financial payoff. July 21st, there will be the second of a full moon in a blue moon cycle in Capricorn, 29 degrees, the anaretic degree, which is also a very finishing, finite degree. We had a full moon on June 21st in Capricorn. This one will be trining Uranus in Taurus, conjunct Pluto in Aquarius, or in Capricorn because it's retrograding backwards, and sextiling Neptune in Pisces. There can be an echo effect at this time around the legacies that we're trying to build, our worldly dreams and aspirations that we're trying to make concrete, being balanced out with the home fires in the domicile. We could have completion here of worldly professional goals. Sudden public recognition can happen now for some too, especially with Uranus here. It can happen suddenly. Father figures could be in the mix in a big way and maybe could be assisting you somehow. But I see it as generally pretty positive. July 23rd, the sun enters Leo, its rulership, and the rest of the month will be flowing with fire energy, trining Chiron in Aries, trining the North Node, giving a boost to these fire signs of Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, and sextiling Libra and Gemini. On July 28th, Neptune will come into an exact sextile with Pluto, and this will continue for the rest of the year. What this could look like would be otherworldly creative projects can be born, deep spirituality, probing into the deeper dimensions of the spirit world, going on a pilgrimage that will change your life. I don't know, Easter Island just popped in my head. Maybe somebody's going there. I don't know. I've always wanted to go. I think it's such a cool thing to see these giant stone heads sticking out of the ground and imagining their bodies buried somewhere deep below the earth or within the earth. Anyway, fantastic works of art could be born, music and movies. You could heal inner complexes that have kept you stuck, and things that have been like a poison to your soul can be healed and released now. Realizations and just forgiveness in your life story can happen. The healing can come now. Also, finding a profound healer or somebody with these traits can appear, and they will have been divinely guided to you. They can be very deeply Piscean or Neptunian in nature. And I think I'll make a separate video for that because it's such a huge, beautiful aspect, and it's a very powerful one at that. And I will mention this in all 12 signs, and let's dive in. Hello, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. The beginning of the month, the Sun and Venus are in the 4th house. Your attention could be more on the home, beautifying your home, loving times or moments spent with your family or loved ones, or even your partner. You will definitely have your attention focused here as the month opens in the first few days of the month. Your ruler Mars is in Taurus in your 2nd house, but trining your 4th, making a nice aspect to Saturn in the 12th. You could be building an addition, remodeling, maybe you're building a pool. Whatever you're doing now, you're going to end up loving it, and it could also go quite smoothly. The only aspect creating some trouble is Pluto and Aquarius in your 11th house of friends, large groups, philanthropy, internet, opposing Mercury and Leo in the 5th house of love, romance, children, creativity, speculative ventures, sports. But it's really, I would say, only affecting the very early degree Aries from 1 to 7 degrees. And there could be, some intense communication at this time around the topics that I just mentioned. Maybe there is some difficult news that comes in about speculative money matters or matters around your children, large friend groups. But even with this opposition here, it's actually, this aspect is in good flow to your sun, moon, or ascendant, again, in the early degrees. I wouldn't worry too much about this because remember, Jupiter is still touching Pluto, albeit it is in a wide trine now. Also, Jupiter is in contact with Neptune and Uranus, Pluto. Pluto is in contact with Neptune and Uranus. So if anything difficult comes up at this time, I think a solution will come up quickly and be very beneficial, one with very positive with Neptune and Pluto and Jupiter protecting this aspect. On July 2nd, Neptune and Pisces will happen in your 12th house and will be trining Pluto in the 11th. Saturn will be in Pisces and in a wide conjunction to this aspect from the 12th house. I see this as a last chance, as Neptune has been in his 12th house home that he rules for many years now. A last chance to heal any pain or self-undoing behaviors. You can now take action, or rather prepare to take action, when Neptune goes direct, January 1st, 2025, and then moves into your 1st house in March of 2025. Right now is an incubation period to go back over any of those 12th house topics related to therapy, deep subconscious patterns, but also your imagination, biggest of dreams, charity, charitable organizations, recovery, miracles, hospitals, institutions, overseas travel, and pilgrimages to spiritual sites and places. With transformative Pluto in the 11th, you can transform who you are at a core level via spirituality. Powerful friends or allies can come into the picture to help you accomplish your dreams, or you could be forming an offshore business with such people. You could start a humanitarian effort or philanthropic organization that can help underserved people. The oceans or the environment can also be in the picture here. When Neptune comes into your sign, you could become the next warrior or leader for such endeavors and to give a voice to people who have none. You would be the one in charge, whatever the pursuit is, as you are a cardinal fire sign, and with Mars as your ruling planet. Saturn is touching this aspect and will give you a firm foundation in the 12th. To build, structure, and put nebulous things into form. And now that could be therapy or a dream you wish to make real, a bad habit you want to kick, a health issue that needs resolution. You could find the right therapist, doctor, surgeon, and receive miraculous healing even, as the 12th house does represent miracles. If you have had mental struggles or fears, know that this is mainly due to Saturn sitting there in the 12th house. Saturn can represent fear, and it will get better as he moves out of your 12th and into your first house by 2026. I went through this myself at one point, and I had Saturn and Pluto in the 12th, and that was a difficult time. But he's a hard teacher, but he's not a bad one, right? So he wants you to get to the root of what ails you behind the scenes and do the work. So when he moves on and into your first, your work there is done. Last but not least, you could be working on a divinely inspired work of art, music, book, etc. And you could be putting your ideas and insights into practice and form with Saturn here. On July 5th, the new moon in Cancer at 14 degrees will trine Saturn in Pisces. This trine is happening from your 4th house of Cancer to the 12th house of Pisces. New starts or structures in place with home and family. Solutions to deep problems in the family can happen now. Deep healing. You could be planning an overseas trip with your family, or maybe one that you'll take down the road. And I say later because Saturn is here and he builds and plans, and he's a part of this aspect. Following this will be Venus in Cancer, trining Neptune in Pisces. This could be profound healing, love within the family. If you work from home, you could develop or get sudden inspiration for a creative project or work of art. Love can come in from a distant land, maybe via the internet, or if you work from home. With Jupiter in the 3rd house of technology, neighborhood, local places, maybe love starts online with someone from far away. On July 12th, Venus enters Leo and trines you, healing the Chiron wound in your 1st house and emotional world, if it's your moon, or son, father figures, authority, or career matters. On July 18th, Mercury enters your 4th house of Cancer and sextiles Uranus and Taurus in the 2nd of money, self-worth, bank account, land, property, farming, food, etc. Making money via communication from home or ideas on how to make money working from home can come up now. News about property investments or opportunities, good news or ideas or money can come to you now. On July 21st, the full moon in Capricorn is at an anaretic degree. It's the 2nd of a blue moon cycle. There can be a completion or an echo effect around career matters or money involved with these things. Worldly dreams, tangible goals, public recognition, and balance with the 4th house of home and family. Massive changes in how we present ourselves to the world or the title that we're known by, or transformation in what we're doing here on this stage. Legacies, big completion around professional goals, and we could be closing chapters out there too as we begin something new. On July 23rd, the sun enters Leo in your 5th house of romance, true love, fun, creativity, sports, and with Venus here. Any heaviness of 4th house matters that might have come up can be left behind as you enjoy the rest of the month. A destined love can happen with the North Node in your 1st house, and it could be a healing love with Chiron here. You'll also be looking good. It's a good time for beautification for yourself with Venus and the Sun trining you for the next few weeks. July 28th, for the rest of the year, Neptune will sextile Pluto, and it could look like deep healing within large groups of people, finding healing through big projects involving big groups, humanitarian issues. Maybe you could even win big money with Pluto in the 11th house of big gains, hopes, and wishes, or a major dream can come true. Relating to an inspirational project, Neptune rules miracles, and in positive aspect to Pluto, this could look like profound healing relating to deep subconscious issues, friendship wounds, or even health. One more thing. There'll be a Uranus in the second in Taurus, sextiling Saturn and Neptune in the 12th aspect happening all month. This could mean good flow, sudden insights around career sacrifices that maybe you've made in the second house to gain in the 12th of offshore accounts, distant lands, charity, where the payoff isn't immediately visible. Sacrifices that can have rewards relating to bigger payoffs down the road. Might be like an example, you purchase land with a sudden opportunity. Taurus rules your second house and land. You purchase that in a faraway place, 12th house, that you will eventually, with Saturn here, because Saturn is the time lord, that you can earn a lot of money from. Or you have to invest money in a healing procedure that will give you long-term benefits of health and maybe even finances down the road. Those are just a few examples, and we'll see you in August, Aries.